class. It's Angela Esposito, week 3 vlog about leadership skills. We're going to talk about the leadership styles from chapter 7 and how I scored on the self assessment. Also, talk about nurse managers and staffing. Then, do a little bit of talk about transdisciplinary issues. And then finally, talk about vertical versus horizontal structure. To begin with, on leadership skills, on the self assessment, I scored highest on the conceptual leadership skill. Evidently, this means that I have the ability to think creatively about and analyze and understand complicated and abstract ideas. I kind of think of this as thinking outside the box. Not sure if that completely describes me. I scored very closely on all three of the conceptual, administrative, and interpersonal, all within a point of each other. So they were all very close, and I'm not sure if that actually captures who I am. But I do believe in team nursing and that everybody should be involved in the care. I think that having a senior professional over a group of RNs, LPNs, CNAs to manage the care and make sure that the best care possible is given to the patient. I believe in the team approach. And as far as staffing and nurse leadership goes, I have an interesting situation going on at my current employer. I work at a very small hospice house, and we have had low census recently. The model that the manager had followed in the past is that she employed 2 nurses and 1 CNA per shift. And if the census was low, she called the CNA off, having 2 nurses in the facility to waste the narcotic medications. She found a way that 2 nurses did not have to waste the medications, and she has trained the CNAs to waste the medication now. So she's changed her business model, and she is now calling off one of the nurses when the census is low. So she's employing 1 nurse and 1 CNA. Obviously cheaper for the organization. The CNA doesn't make as much as a nurse would. However, she's keeping 2 nurses on the schedule, and they're being called off every other shift. As a result, we've had several nurses leave for other positions where they're guaranteed shifts to work. So I believe that my manager did not do the best job of handling this situation. Don't think she thought very creatively outside the box. And as a result, our facility is suffering now and with a lack of nurses. And it may continue to get worse before it improves. Being a hospice nurse, I think that I probably have a very good understanding of transdiscipline and interdisciplinary teams. As a matter of fact, Medicare requires that hospice provide what we call IDT, interdisciplinary teams that meet every 15 days on every patient that's under hospice care. We meet with the case manager nurse, the hospice physician, social worker, chaplain, even volunteer. We also have CNAs involved and pharmacists involved in the care of all of our patients. We work very closely with these people to provide the best care possible at end of life. The article that I read for this week is about the Medicare population and the interdisciplinary team, and how it's proven to give better quality care at lower cost to Medicare when this happens, when all of the disciplines get together and discuss what's best. And when you do that, sometimes you get ideas that you didn't think about. Maybe someone else is thinking outside the box and you weren't, and they come up with the idea. And sitting down and talking about each patient with every discipline comes up with some great ideas. our reimbursement is based upon an interdisciplinary team meeting, like I said, every 15 days to determine the best care for the patients. As far as vertical versus horizontal structuring of businesses, I suppose I prefer a horizontal structure better, simply because I think it is better suited for teamwork, the teamwork model that I support, everyone kind of coming together to get the job done. However, I do believe that there has to be somebody in charge. There can't just be people doing whatever they want to do. Someone has to ultimately have the bottom say about what's going on. I worked in a self-directed work group before I became a nurse, and those are only as strong as the weakest link. And not everybody has the same work ethic and drive and responsibility. So if you get into a position in a self-directed work group and there's nobody in charge to come up with the recommendations or write-ups or whatever needs to be done, then the group can fall apart at that point. So I believe in the horizontal structure, but I do think there has to be somebody accountable for what's going on. So I'm learning a lot in this class. Very excited. I do not see myself as a very good manager, although I think I'm a leader. Being a leader doesn't necessarily mean that you're a good manager. So hopefully I'm going to dig in and find out that I can also be a good manager. I look forward to seeing what else we can learn.